into drugs, turned his back on everything he loved, down a bad path influenced by thugs. Never look back, now he can't look up. Monday morning, get up, feeling like he's fed up, looking at the toast of cokes, no ways to try to get his bread up. Hard to keep his head up, poverty doesn't let up. Around those council houses, they're not grounded just together. Give up and wanted better, be gone if he was clever. He liked her but didn't tell her what some other fella get her. Started turning bitter, cold feelings turning in him. Life doesn't stop, you gotta get it or regret it. But he doesn't get it, something's missing, can't forget it. Daddy beating mommy to submission, maybe that's it. Wishing no ambition, keeps him here where his head is. Outside the twits of bitching, yeah, someday they're gonna get it. Always kept a smile on his face before they met him. Laughing like the school's true selves till he regretted. Why the fuck you laughing like that before they met him? Kicking his head and yelling, man, you won't even want to pet him. Wasn't a bad lad, just got into drugs. Turned his back on everything he loved, down a bad path influenced by thugs. Never looked back, now we can't look up. A good-natured person, one of the hurts you observed, the hood raping person. Who you felt for when you heard his stuff was tucking. Who you ignored but were warned never to overlook him. That boy that way gets up. He always had something in him that's not killing him. Cops drilling him, filling him with shit to thrill the whim. No writing in him, a hood ventriloquist, and that's it. Since I ain't getting 6 fine, so good as swimming in. Too many two-faced snakes, slither was one. Embracing praise, damn man, this generation is one. He's from the time when on a handshake, commands were done. Now every hand shakes, the measure of a man is none. So at night with his sign outside the adventure center, but his mind folk having good times, I meant to help him. As a guy in his pride stride by, he's feeling better. Gets him to 20, spider self trying to prevent it. I bugger for the brown sugar, man, he's gonna get it. It's like around no matter how far he goes to get it. No regretting, head down, clouds where he's headed. The bliss means more than the piss he sat trying to win it. Just a good-natured person, one of the hurt you observed, the hood raping person. Who you fell for when you heard his stuff was tucking. Who you ignored but were warned never to overlook him. That boy that would get stuck in. Bad lad just got into drugs, turned his back on everything he loved, down a bad path influenced by thugs. Never look back, now we can't look up. The heat sits on me so comfortably. Behind some screens, sun creams rubbed on me. 36 degrees at ease, summer peace. Tropical scenes, exotic queens having fun indeed. Orchestrating, sitting amongst orchids waiting. Chilling in the shade, shades on, sparking greatness. Being with the breeze and the trees, the art of nature. Gotta open up to be free, it's all our nature. Piece it together, I'm at peace in good weather. Good people, good beaches, less the preaching the better. No need for reaching when you're squeezing peachy cheeks from the ghetto. Come on peaches, let's go and don't forget your stiletto. Woo! I'm telling you the remedy is human beings. She's telling me the remedy is you and me. She's telling the daft fella that we doing ease. I'm yelling on half step and live like movie scenes. Thinking about old days, reminiscing. We gave up them old ways, no bitching. Jimmy's up, rolling J's in the kitchen. Beautiful day, lot of stuff for us to get in. Off to the park to start the party. Eating different color sweets, we the smarties. Squinty MC and on the beat, so godly. They loving it, the funny Irish bucks like Hardy. Indian States, Davidson, Harley. Standing up like raising him, Harvey. Praising chocolate, dropping shit, nah hardly. But Kevin is so crazy and so hardy. You know life's the best girl that I know. Wife wherever I go, all over the globe. Keeping me in my toes, being free in the soul. Gotta go, watch unfold, no opposing or flow. Baby It's summertime, living for the fun of it. Summer vibes locked down like the government. Sun outside on the beat, rhyme, sun in it. Irish style on your feet, smile, come with it. You can feel the energy inside.
2 tracks back to back from 2J, aka Squinty, Summer Vibes and Wasn't a Bad Lad. And we have 2J in the studio with us.
Hey, how are you getting on, man?
Not too bad. And full disclosure, 2J grew up just over across the road from me in Castlereagh, man.
Yeah.
Rap in Castlereagh, how did you get into it? Oh, that's the first question anyways. I will have to.
Yeah, I got into rap when I was like 10 or 11. I found an Eminem CD in my friend's house and started listening to it, and it blew me away. I was like, what the fuck is this fella talking about? The cheek, the fucking crazy shit he was saying, the skill level of how he was saying it as well. It all just related to me. And I was like, just stuck with me. It inspired me to keep listening to it. It sucked me in. And as I grew up then, I was like, I can do that, like, you know. And just started doing it.
Yeah, and first of all, you just started with a small USB mixer and off you went.
Yeah, I had a heap of songs written down when I was in prison, and I was like determined to like do something with them. So when I got out, I just stuck them up on my wall and shit like that, and I would try and remember them and all that. And I bought like a small little Siemens fold microphone. It was like 40 quid in one of those pawn shops. I got it in Galway, and used Audacity on my little notebook, laptop, little pocketbook thing that I had, and just started doing it, reading it from there. And it was terrible back then. Like, I was just reading it, and it was all like, yeah, here I am, I'm the man on the mic. There was no confidence or shit, but it just grew like anything.
But everything you write about being from Castlereagh, I can identify with it myself. Like, you know, that's that tune Foley Bennett's like about, which is for the listeners, that was a place where if you were in your teens or, you know, I'd say even up to early 20s, you went there drinking cans of Dutch Gold or whatever it was, you know, and you know, what you write about is people that around you can understand it. Like, you know, it's relevant to Roscommon. Like, you know, you got a lot of these drill artists too, like, they're on about stuff that's going on in the UK and you know, but you're original.
Yeah.
Because you have that.
Yeah.
Would many of your friends growing up, what have they been into? Because I remember you'd listen to Wu-Tang Clan or whatever, like, you know.
Yeah.
There was nobody was going to.
No, I was an outsider with the rap for a long, long time. And it would be like, turn that off. Like, I'd play it at parties or whatever. Now, I have a small, select few friends, maybe like 4 or 5 friends that are into it. And they're really into it like I am. But yeah, it's like an outsider thing. I felt like the outsider with rap music for a long time. Still kind of do, like, you know.
Yeah, well, it's a growing scene, though. Like, if you look at the Irish scene, like, you've got the J Yellowell and Jafaris and Kneecap and that. But there's a lot of ones coming up, like yourself and like Ricky P and that. In the west of Ireland, it's happening all over. Are you seeing other younger people around Castlereagh or Roscommon, like, kind of taken to it, or?
A small few, yeah. There are people that have, you know, that have come to me with interest, and I've encouraged them to write it and everything. But it's still kind of like, I haven't met too many people that'll jump on the microphone. You know, the interest is there with people, but I haven't met too many people that'll do it. It's kind of like they want to, but not enough to actually try it, kind of thing, you know. Now, I have a good friend of mine. I have a track with him. We just recorded him in my house there years ago. He was after tattooing me, and he jumped on a track with me as well. Shane Travers up in Sligo there. I don't think he's the biggest fan of the track, but he's on it. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
So he was brave enough to step up and do it. A lot aren't.
You're meeting up with other people around the place that you're collaborating with, like, you know, in the Irish scene. Is it growing from that, or?
Oh, the Irish scene is growing, yeah. There's a lot of these competitions going on, like battles, not battling against each other, but like a showcase of skill, like who is better So it's all done online and stuff, and that's great. Like that, I got met a lot of people through that. It's going on. I think there's another one happening now, actually, coming up. I was invited to join it, but I have a lot going on. Next up, Ira, it's up there in Dublin. The lads up there are doing it. So things like that are grand. But again, it's up there. It's in Dublin. There's not a lot. Now everyone can join it, but there's not a lot here in the West. Not a lot of platforms or anything like that for us to do it.
When you were writing, when you took it kind of serious, I suppose, the first thing you dropped in, was it 2017, like, Since They Want to Know?
Yeah.
Like, was that was the first thing that you dropped?
Yeah.
The mixed...
That was like therapy. Like, I had a lot of shit in me that I wanted to get out, and I wanted to express it through rap. And I had let myself down a lot with my actions and shit like that. As I mentioned before, like, in the prison and getting heavily involved with drugs and kind of losing the run of myself and making a show of myself. So I wanted to gain back a certain respect with my words, with my talent. So that was the first thing I wanted to do, was do that, like, therapy, like, get my kind of shit out, demons out first, and kind of had to do that before I could have fun with it like I'm doing now.
Yeah, but you kept real to the content of who you are, like, you know.
Of course,
you know,
yeah.
there was a lot of that drill stuff you'd see. It's very, or listen to, like, it's very kind of you know, they're rapping their different accent, and you know, it's all about. Whereas you're kind of saying that these things are bad, like, you know, where they're kind of glorifying it. Like,
yeah. Well, to me, that's the difference of someone who's gone through it and someone who wants to talk about it, you know. And again, like, I'm not knocking drill. Drill is good. Drill has its place. But there's a lot more to the Irish scene, you know. There's a lot more pain, and there's a lot more skilled rap. I don't know what way you'd want to call it, like, outside drill, what type of rap, coming from the heart, or not just copying an English sound or an English idea or concept or whatever. Everyone has their individual story, and there's a lot of kind of pain and shit in Ireland, and I encourage and I'm inspired by people who just talk about that more than something I've kind of heard before, like drugs, selling man want tree and I slash his face and shit like that. Like, you know, I don't want to. It just doesn't get me going. Do you know what I mean?
It's a negative thing, anyways. Like, you know what I mean, kind of glorifying lunacy. Like, but you've dropped a new single this week, and we're going to be playing it just after this interview. Nice. Now, A Few Control the Many. Can you tell us where you got the vibe for that, or the?
Yeah, well, like, you know. I'm feeling very controlled lately with lockdown and viruses and stuff like that, and a lot of people panicking about, you know, getting the vaccination and not being able to travel and all that. But to me, there's a bigger picture behind it all, why it's happening, you know. It's to keep you distracted from certain things, and also what I'm trying to get across is the freedom, or how you react to those things, are in yourself, you know. So even though I think there's an art to knowing what's going on and going with the flow anyways, for your own peace or whatever, like going against the grain of things it just pisses you off, really, like. So I think there's an art of knowing, understanding, and just going with the flow anyways. There's a lot going on, and to be aware of it is important, I think, for me. And in this song, I give a lot of little reference points of things you can look up and see, like nature is the overall creation, the overall ruler of everything you do. Like, there was ice ages, there was, like, I say a lyric about cataclysm changing the course of how we live. Like, so to get wrapped up in all this business shit of a few controlling the many, it's pointless too, because shit can happen and wipe us all out. Like, you know, it's like nature's plan, and like shit's gonna happen anyway. So to get mad at it and to get fucking all tighten yourself about it, for me, is just pointless. Because you're gonna be here anyway.
I suppose you can work towards change, like, you know, kind of, but not take it on board as emotionally wrecking you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, be here, but be in peace. You're in charge of that much of it. Like, people have bad intentions, you know, but it's how you react to them. It's only bad if you let it be bad in you.
Yeah.
Like, I can see something bad happening there. My perception of it, that's a bad act. But am I going to let it destroy my day? Am I going to let it, like, I'm not a bad person if I just see what it is, see my emotions about it, and just be aware of it all and show myself love, not get ran down, not let that situation have the control on how I feel.
Yeah, exactly. Beats. What do you do, like, with beats?
Well, lately, I've been getting them off DJ Green in the last year or just over a year. I've been getting beats off him. I won this beat on that track. Shout out to DJ Green there. But how I began was I just had songs that inspired me when I was younger, and I just wanted to copy them. Just like do my version of it, like that. Dr. Dre, you know the one I'm talking about. That was always in my head. Like, so I'd hear a beat, and then I'd just go to YouTube and rip it and do my version of it. So yeah, that's how it began. A lot of it, and then I just started meeting people online and meeting people everywhere that would have beats, and people would email them to me, and you know, thank God now there's loads of beats that I can choose from around the place.
And with the new single, A Few Control the Many, where will you be able to get that? I know we'll be playing it tonight here. We're just going to play it just after this interview.
Yeah, well, this is the first. It's going to be exclusively on here, and then I'll put it on Spotify. I'm doing a video for it with Nathan Sheridan. He's coming down in two weeks, I think. So we're going to do that. So it'll be on YouTube then.
Right, excellent.
The artwork is being worked on right now as I speak. So when I get that back, I'll put it on Spotify. And it's all yours now.
Right. Well, we'll be playing that now in a minute. Will there be an album in the near future?
Yeah, I have a lot of shit that I'm working on. One kind of idea that I have is coming together. So like there's a group of songs now, and I'm starting to see what direction I want to go. So yeah, there will be. What are we now? We're coming to the end of the year. Yeah, I might try and get something out by Christmas. It's letting it happen to me, and me seeing the vision and stuff. I'm only just kind of sober the last few weeks, so I'm starting to get a clear vision of what I want again, what I want to tell the people again. So I'm going to get that done.
Excellent. Well, here it is. Anyways, A Few Control the Many here on CRC FM.
Catholic Church risen, yet our sins are unforgiven. The only way forward is in loving what we're given. I get free internally as outside turns to prison. Karma for the miserable existence meant of living. Social responsibilities, you know better than spread it. Ideas of the devil are spearheaded by devils. In debt to the prevention of heaven, their endeavors. Clever way ahead is have clear-headed embedded. Who's to blame? It's all the same as long as we're in system. A man can die on Friday and by Sunday can be risen. That went over everybody's head, you went and missed it. Concentrate on Easter eggs, wait, hey, which ones are you getting? Distracted from so many teachers that be neatly hidden. They're still everywhere to be seen. You just need to get them. Egyptian hieroglyphics, Amazonian tribes, ancient minds, mysticism, Greek philosophy was written. Major cataclysm gave us course of always know was living. Check your epistemology before you listen. If you don't have an open mind, you won't know the difference. If you do, fair juice to you. You can go the distance. Alcoholism was dropped onto my lineage. Who done it for what reason is what I'm not privy to. Addiction, limiting, guilt within, trying to lull the pain we're living in. I watch you rise, you do not stop as your people cry. You badly want to rise to the top and meet the pedophiles. Racists and rapists have entertainment demonized. Fuck them expectations, I'm high and my feelings fly. Tough luck, we gave up our freedom already. I'm trying to show you how a few control the many. Mobile phones on your souls, now you're slow and ready to be pimped out. Try slip off now, they know where you're heading.
夜中の虹に目を夜中の虹に